What up, my dudes, and welcome back to another Your Horror Movie Recommendations Reviewed Part 22. I know, it's bananas. So, today I'm going over 4 movies that you guys shouted out for me to watch and review. So, here they are. Let's go. I'm starting with the movie Lamb, recommended by David Capular from Facebook. Okay, so Lamb is a movie that's one of these A24 movies. I had no idea this movie existed, so thank you for shouting this one out. It was so weird, but like in an okay way. So, Lamb is like, oh boy, is it Swedish? I forget the language that it is. My bad, guys. But it's definitely not in English, and it's about this couple that lives in the mountains, and they're like goat people, so like they farm goats. And basically one of their goats has babies, but it has this weird baby, and so they keep it. What does this goat baby end up being? It's per goat per person. It's goat people babies. Anyways, this movie is so weird. But like, so it takes you on this like magical kind of journey of this family that acts like it's completely normal that they have this like part baby part goat thing hanging out at their house. And it's basically, like, I don't want to spoil it. It's one of these long, slow burns. It's definitely, like, folklore-ish, and you have this vibe of, like, I don't know, the whole movie I was just like, what's going on, man? Like, it's weird. It's a CGI goat baby. But I think it is worth the watch. Like, I enjoyed seeing it because I haven't seen anything like that in my life. And it's just this whole almost, I don't know, it was different. It was very different. I don't want to spoil the movie, obviously. But it was just very neat how they made this strange goat baby into something so normal, yet even though it really wasn't, and obviously should have never been, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Again, it's one of these movies where it's like, you know me, I sit and I watch a movie and I'm like, oh my god, is it aliens? Like, first things first, is it aliens? Anyways, Lamb. Strange movie. I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on it too. It was very different. Next, we got Grave Robbers. That was recommended by Jesse Diaz from YouTube. Woo! All right, Grave Robbers was a fun one. This was another one of these Spanish horror movies from the 80s. That's just crazy. You basically have, you know, a bunch of kids that are like, oh, we're gonna go like steal all this jewelry from like these graves because like I heard like they bury like all this stuff on like people, so like they start doing it, and obviously it's a bad idea because like they're cursed, all these people are cursed, and this like demon dude comes up and starts slashing everybody, and it's basically one of these crazy movies with wicked effects from the 80s. And then like you end up getting introduced to like this other group of teens, and basically they're out for this one girl because like she's the one. And yeah, anyways, this movie was crazy. Thank you so much for recommending this. It's actually streaming on Shudder right now. And so, you know, Lamb, I think I found it was either on Disney or Crave. I don't remember. But yeah, Grave Robbers. So much fun. If you're looking for something older that's ridiculous, this is your movie. And, like, the effects are crazy. It gets, like, better and better and better. I think most of these movies do, especially from the 80s. There's something to be said. They're like, I mean, this isn't really a slow burn. I find it kind of throws you into it. But, a lot of these movies, right, you're watching them, and it's like the last 10 minutes, you're just like, wow! Yeah, so, Grave Robbers. Great film. Next. Alright. Next movie is Deep Rising. That was recommended by HunkHogan from OnlyFans. Dude, thank you so much, because Deep Rising, I think I had seen it, like, years ago. I want to say it's from the 90s, maybe early 2000s. Anyways, but it's like this crazy action / horror / sea monster movie, and it is so good. Like, I needed that, right? You basically got this fancy ass ship that's set out to sail, and shit goes down like Titanic style, and they're like, what the hell's aboard this ship? Like, what is going on? And there's this crazy sea monsters thing going around, and they're all like, it's crazy. Yeah, it's really good. It's worth the watch. It's entertaining. The effects, like the blood effects, are wicked. And like every now and then they jump to like their CGI stuff, but the CGI wasn't that bad. Like, it was actually really decent for its time. And it's a thrilling ride. If you need something that's like, it felt like Aliens. You know what I mean? It's like an Alien style or what other kind of movie, like a Predator kind of, you know, like it's a monster movie with like crazy action. That's the only way I could describe it. So good. Yeah, you gotta see it. Thank you so much. All right, last movie this week. Okay, I feel so bad because I have no idea who shouted this out. And I know it was recently. It was like in like the last couple of days. I searched through Imgur. I always fuck that up. I searched through Facebook. I searched through my Instagram. I'm like, where the hell did I get to watch this from? Sorry, my dude. You write a comment below and be like, it was me. And I'll throw your name in the comments. But I watched this movie, guys. It is streaming on Shudder right now. Called I can't even say it. Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell. Say that 6 times. Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell. It was a Japanese horror movie, super low budget, and just ridiculous. Ridiculous. I was like, literally, it was a short film too. It wasn't that long. And I just remember sitting there like, is this still happening? This is crazy. It reminded me of, imagine if like a haunted house story got crossed with Evil Dead 2, slapped with some bodybuilding stuff, and thrown into like a Japanese horror. Does that make sense? Anyways, it's great. You got this guy who's like reunites with this girl, and he's all like, yeah, I've been like working out. And she's like, wow, that's great. And then like, let's go to my house. Like, I forgot I had this house. And she's like, no way, why don't you want to go there? And he's like, I think there's a curse on it. And like, they're walking around, and of course, in the house, they end up summoning some shit. And shit just goes down, and there's body parts flying everywhere, and there is like the best stop motion animation stuff I've seen in a long time in horror movies, and it's just whack. Like, I know I say that a lot, guys, but this one, you need to see it. You need to see it just to experience it. It's one of these movies, like, sit back, crack a beer, crack whatever the hell you want, but crack a beer if you can, and just enjoy the show. It pure entertainment. And it's just ridiculous. Like, there's, in no way is this movie scary. It's more like, does that make sense? It's just like, what is happening right now? That is that movie. And thank you so much for pushing me to watch it, because like, literally, there are some scenes I'm like thinking back to, and I'm just like, what was even happening? You know, like half the time they'd like try to like cut off a hand, cut off an arm, but then the hand would start growing another piece to it and like crawl around like attacking people. It's bananas, pure bananas, but worth it. And I know a lot of people like those kind of movies, especially like when you just need something really silly to watch. Watch it. So yeah, it's streaming on Shudder. Guys, I want to thank you again for another wicked week of recommendations. Start slapping down recommendations again, because yeah, I have gone down my list a good fair amount, but I'm going to be sculpting a lot soon. So that means having my laptop open, watching things at the same time. So thank you so much again. Guys, if you're not subscribed, do it. And if you are, thank you so much for being a part of this. I appreciate it times like this. My toes are moving too that many. Okay. You guys have a wicked rest of your weekend, and we will see you soon.